Bonjour mes amis, WWE Backlash 2024, the match card predicted for you here today. The show will be taking place on May the 4th in France. Really looking forward to it. France are expected to be a hot, passionate crowd. It's going to be really exciting. On this video here today, I'm going to predict the matches we will see on that show. I've got 7 matches in total, multiple championship matches. Let's kick things off with the Liv Morgan redemption story. That's right, I think Liv Morgan will finally get a match against Rhea Ripley here at WWE Backlash. I would not be surprised if a stipulation was added to this match as well. It's very personal between these two. Of course, Rhea Ripley did put Liv Morgan on the shelf last summer. She returned at the Royal Rumble. She didn't get the match at WrestleMania. In fact, wasn't involved on WrestleMania at all. So now actually to attack Rhea Ripley on the Raw after Mania makes me feel like this is the match and the storyline going forward. Because yes, Rhea Ripley did beat Becky Lynch, but Becky, well, her contract is due to expire in a couple of months. She's promoting her book, probably beat up a bit after WrestleMania as well. She was meant to have an illness during that time. I think she'll be away for WWE for a short period, and I do think she'll re-sign with the company, just like her husband Seth Rollins as well. So I think they'll be back in near around SummerSlam period, I think. So in the meantime, Rhea Ripley can go into fresh, different storylines, and Liv Morgan is one that we've been waiting for. That Liv Morgan redemption story, something that she's been claiming since coming back, that she would find her way to get this match with Rhea. She tried to do it in ring, that didn't quite work, so now she's taking it to Rhea Ripley personally, and that's the way you get things done in WWE, and I think that's the way it should be on the build between now. The fact that Rhea almost feels like that this is her division, but yeah, when it comes to Liv Morgan's become unhinged. She's got nothing to lose anymore. She'd lost near enough a year of her career, 6 months due to Rhea, so yeah, why not have this storyline play out like that? And we could even have like a weapons match at Backlash. I don't think that would be the case, and maybe it shouldn't be for the first match. If you want to do a series of matches, maybe that match could take place further down the line. However, Rhea Ripley, mummy always on top. She'll remain on top in my opinion. I think Rhea Ripley would retain against Liv Morgan at Backlash. Another Judgment Day member who is a world champion is Damian Priest. I think he'll be defending the title against main event Jay Uso. Not much rocket science needed into why this is happening. Jay Uso won a #1 contenders match for Damian Priest World Heavyweight Championship on the Raw after WrestleMania, pinning Drew McIntyre as well. Nonetheless, Drew, being the former champion now, won't be getting the rematch due to CM Punk. As much as I would love to see Punk and McIntyre on this show, I'm predicting that for Clash at the Castle. So I think Drew will not be on this show at all, and I think that leaves an open pathway for Jay to have this spot here on a premium live event. And let's be fair, we mentioned how the French crowd is going to be a hot crowd. Imagine them getting involved with Jay Uso's entrance. It makes a lot of sense for me. Of course, Jay Uso has previous ties with the Judgment Day, them inviting him into the group when he first joined Monday Night Raw. So they're no strangers here. We can kind of carry on the feud that we've had going on towards the end of the last year, going into this here. And of course, Priest, a stranger if you want to the main event scene. Jay Uso has main evented a WrestleMania, yes, as a tag team wrestler, but he's also been in high profile championship matches on premium live events as well. He could perhaps use that to get into Damian's head. However, I think Damian Priest will be retaining when the match comes around. Moving on to the Women's Championship, I think we've got a WrestleMania rematch on our hands. Bayley versus Io Sky. Let's do it one more time. What a great match these two ladies had at WrestleMania. Io had been a long-term champion, of course, and Bayley, a former member of Damage Control, winning the title. Of course, she was the Rumble winner as well. It feels natural a rematch clause would be involved in this, and it's a perfect place to do it on this show. Again, when Bayley is in the European zones, there's always got the Hey Bayley songs going on. I think this should be a very popular figure in France. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good time. Like we say, we've got the natural storyline there already. I think Bayley should retain this time. This match could have a stipulation added to it, but for me, I just like Damage Control banned from ringside. Just do the rematch one more time. Bayley to pick up the 1, 2, 3, and she can move on to perhaps new opponents that have come in after the WWE Draft 2024. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and hopefully it's a WWE or World Tag Team Championships by this point, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, I've got them going against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Of course, Waller and Theory have been doing Logan Paul's dirty work of recent, been backing him up. So if Orton and Owens can't go for Logan Paul in the meantime, who may be taking a break after WrestleMania, why not go for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship? Seems like a lot of fun for me. Kind of got that house show vibe about it, if you will, and I think it'll be perfect for the show in France. And of course, you get some of the big names on there. KO speaks French as well. It just makes sense to have him there. I think he would definitely get a big pop from the crowd. With the tag team titles, Probably. I mean, when you look at it with a name value, that's probably the right decision to have. But, well, there'll be some draft videos coming up in the next few days on this channel, so keep an eye out for those. I may have Owens and Orton splitting up in the draft, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were to lose here. And maybe, just maybe, a returning Logan Paul at the show could be the reason why. Moving on to the IC title, we've got Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. I think the most interesting question I can ask is, though, who will be the champion going into this match? These two are going to have this match in Montreal, Canada, this next week on Raw. I've got a funny feeling that Chad Gable is going to win the title and turn heel in the process, because he was broken after he lost to Sami on the road to WrestleMania. To not get the match with Gunther on the biggest stage of the biggest WrestleMania ever, that's got to do something to a psyche of someone. To be fair, he trained Sami Zayn to beat Gunther because he knew Sami could get the job done. He probably realised he couldn't, but now that Sami has done the job, took all that brutality, probably worn himself down in doing so, he is right there for the picking. I think we're going to get a more serious Chad Gable moving into this new era with the draft coming up. I think he'll be split away from the Alpha Academy. I think we could get a, dare I say, Kurt Angle series style in Chad Gable. Whether it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be WWE Championship level pushes, but I can see certainly the Intercontinental title spending a lot of time with Chad Gable in 2024. So that's what I think could happen here. And I have a feeling that, well, Kurt Angle back in the day had his own group. He had Team Angle. Of course, he has the Alpha Academy right now, Chad Gable. But as I said, I think he'll break away from that. I think he's going to get a more serious group like a Team Angle. Let's call it Team Gable for fun. I think the Creed brothers will align with Chad Gable, and they could be a factor as why Chad Gable could walk away as Intercontinental Champion on this show. For the Women's Tag Team Championships, I've got the Kabuki Warriors going against Bianca, Belair, and Naomi. It feels like a bit of a budding friendship has grown with Naomi and Bianca Belair since Naomi's return to WWE. They've had each other's backs. Obviously, Jade Cargill was the one that rounded things off for the team for WrestleMania. But now that that's finished, I think that Bianca and Naomi may go for the tag team titles in the meantime, because Bianca, well, she's not going to be going for those singles championships as we've seen with the matches I've predicted elsewhere. Naomi as well is without that picture at the moment, so I think the fact that she was holding those tag team titles a couple of years ago could be something that Naomi would want to do again, and with a friend like Bianca Belair, I think could be a fun direction. Of course, the girls got the win at WrestleMania. Would they do so on this show? For me, I think they would. I think it'd be a fun change of those tag team titles, have them carry it through the summer, and I think it'll be a good direction. So yeah, I'd have Bianca and Naomi as your new women's tag team champions. Last but not least then, a new story begins for Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. Now, of course, teasing stuff with The Rock on the Raw after WrestleMania, but that's not going to happen for the foreseeable future, let's say, because The Rock's got to do some filming. He's probably not going to be back until at least SummerSlam season. So what does Cody do in the meantime? Well, he has won the WWE Championship, which has effectively been the SmackDown World Champion at this point. I think Cody will be on both shows, but in terms of Backlash, I think he'll be taking on a SmackDown superstar. Now, I'm going to do something a bit different for you now with this, because it's not actually what the video is about. I'm going to give you my dream match of what I'd want to see at this show for Cody Rhodes. Then I'm going to give you the predicted match that I think will happen at this show. I think then it actually differentiates and shows what this video actually represents going forward, because I think sometimes it can get mixed up of prediction to what you actually want. So what I actually want, if Cody's going to take on a SmackDown superstar, I'd like it to be LA Knight, for example. I think LA Knight would be a perfect guy for that job. He beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania, of course, so it naturally fits that LA Knight would be in line for a championship shot at that point. Two top baby faces as well, going head to head. I think the crowd would eat it up. AJ Styles, on the other hand, would be a great match for Cody as well. You're talking a guaranteed like 4.5 star match between those two guys, and be a great way to kick things off as Cody as WWE champion. You could even do the triple threat match. I would be down for that as well, because AJ and LA Knight could still have problems with each other. Doesn't mean AJ Styles has to accept that defeat at WrestleMania as the ending point of their rivalry, so it could roll into a triple threat match. All in all, whatever happened, Cody would retain, but for me, I think it would be fresh, different, exciting, and would really open the door to this like new possibilities for Cody in WWE. However, I'm now going to go to the predicted side, and I'm not against this match really per se. I think actually storyline wise would make the most sense. Solo Sikoa. Now, Solo Sikoa is the heir to the head of the table, the tribal chief, all of that stuff. Now Roman Reigns has lost the championship, has gone away for a while. It is time for someone else to try and fill that spot. And you'd think the heir of the head of the table for the Bloodline would make the most sense. It's not going to be Jimmy Uso. Jimmy can't buy a win, so Jimmy's not going to be the guy. Solo is someone that could be. Now, people will look around and say his recent win-loss record isn't great in WWE. Correct, but most of that is on house shows, which, let's be fair, none of us see. When Solo is on TV, he is well protected. When he loses, it's usually by disqualification or no contest. It is not the fact that his shoulders are pinned to the mat 1, 2, 3 on a regular occurrence. So I could see this match going down. It would make sense in tribute to Roman Reigns, and it would also make clear that Cody's story in the Bloodline isn't quite finished, and we know that because The Rock made a challenge or a tease on Raw that we will get The Rock versus Cody at some point in the future. So for me as well, it would be a clear win for Cody Rhodes. I think that would make the most sense as well, and for a show like this, I think it would be quite fitting outside the States as well. So I think this will be the match that will happen, and I think Cody will get the 1, 2, 3 definitive victory over Solo Sikoa that can then push Solo into, if you want, mid-card territory going forward, and Cody can go on then to have new, fresher challenges like an LA Knight or an AJ Styles as we then can go in towards SummerSlam season. So that's my predicted match card then for WWE Backlash 2024. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Is this a card you would like to see? If not, alternatively, what matches would you have as predicted for WWE Backlash 2024? You can put some dream cards in there as well. I would love to read them all. I look forward to interacting with you all. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share with a friend, and subscribe as well. WWE draft videos will be coming on the channel later this week as well, so keep an eye out for those, and you can watch my WrestleMania review right now by clicking on the side of your screen right here. So thanks for watching, look after yourselves and each other. I'll see you for the next video.